Set this up. This is the test setup. You want this as low as you can because what you want to do is you want to set up the supports in back. Let's get this out of the way before you trip on it. So you come over here, you reach underneath, and you pull, find the support thing, and you pull it out, and then just release it like that. And then when we raise that end up, this end will come off the ground. We really should have the wheel chocks on there, and like I showed Bill, all the kind of tools for stuff, we throw underneath this cushion under the seat, and you'll see it once we open this up. So I usually just put my fancy homemade wheel chocks. I'm going to do it on the other side too. Okay. So that one's in there. And then just do the same thing. Pull. And drop. And sometimes, if it's close, I'll lift it up a little bit, but it's not close. Now, the back end is higher than the front, so we're going to raise the front. And one thing I'm not going to do is bring out the scissor jacks, because you put scissor jacks on the front underneath, and they're way in there, so I'm not going to put them out, but you will, because you want the front stable, and you can buy those like hard jacks from Harbor Freight,
right?
$19, and I usually use those under there too.
Right.
So that's as high as it's going to go for what we need to do. We just want it level. Now we're going to raise a roof, and before you raise a roof, this is the most important part. If you do not release these parts like we didn't do last winter last summer during a rainstorm, you'll snap the cables, and that's a fun task to fix.
They've been replaced.
Yeah. So
Brand
just
new?
release those in all four corners, and they just pop off like that. Now your roof is, and you can't drive without that on there either. Otherwise your roof might come up. And of course the other thing that's underneath the cushion over here is the crank to raise this up. Now Bill, I'll show you how this works.
You got to say Scott, because
Scott. Okay, Scott. This goes a little hole right here into the fitted part right there, and you'll see the warning: do not force roof up, do not attempt to raise roof with anything else on top of it. Don't put canoes, boats, whatever. Definitely make sure these things are unlocked before you do anything. And it's got a little crank, tells you which way to turn it to raise it. So now we're going to raise it, and we want all four corners to raise at the same time. If they don't, if one's down, lower it back down, and then go underneath and figure out what's jamming it up. Usually it's off a pulley or something. So we're turning the right way. You can see one's stuck. I just opened this up in the driveway. So, a few cranks, and it looks like it's all going up at the same rate, which is great. And so now we just go and raise it. And Bill, if you come over here.
Okay.
Right here is the safety latch. And I just bring that right up there, and it catches. But now if you point to the sides of the trailers, you see this, the tent canvas isn't taut. So we'll crank it just a couple more turns, and we'll lock it with this locking pin right here. So I'm just going to crank it a little bit more, and I'm going to watch to make sure how tight that gets. if you look at this, it's tight. Could go one more turn, I think. That's still pretty flappy.
There you go.
You see how
Perfect.
that's pretty nice. And that will help you when you lower the top of the door down, because otherwise you have to lift lift the top as you put the door down. And so here's a fun part. We get to slide the beds out.
I like this part.
Everything's good.
Well, you haven't locked it, right?
Huh?
Have you locked
Yeah,
it?
that's pushed down is locked.
Okay. I'm gonna do
Right
a
there.
close-up of that. Okay.
That's the little thing, and when you raise it up, you flip that up, and that's free.
Okay.
Let's see. So just slide it out, and underneath here are the pins. If you I'll show you underneath how we're going to do this. You put this in the slot right there, and up top, underneath here, you're going to stick it in this thing, and Megan do the same thing on her side. Now it's solid,
Totally.
and I can tell you how solid it is.
Wait a minute. TMI.
We can edit that out. Here, let's show Scott. Scott, here's the support for this back part of the roof. We're just going to lift it to the seam here, and not much beyond the seam. You just put it over like that, and underneath this is the window screen that stays up.
Oh, right.
So underneath, you have this string, and this gets us tight to this for bugs and stuff. So if you go underneath here, you'll see these little connectors, or I'm not sure what you call them, but you just wrap the little pieces of rope around each one of those, and you do it all the way around for each one. You can stay right there, Bill, and I'll show you. There's,
I get underneath there. There we go.
yep, and then the last one's right here. And you can see now, this is tight to the frame, so A, nothing falls out where you're sleeping, and B, nothing goes inside. And you would do that all the way around. So the back end's done. We're going to go around to the other side.
Do you need to do both sides, or?
Yeah, I kind of want to do both. It's real quick. So, pretty simple operation. Slide it out. Grab the two bars, and this one's a little different. There's a holder at the bottom of the frame. You can see right there. It's kind of hard in the dark, but it's right there. And then you just bring it up here and put it in the little holder there. Same thing on this side. Solid. Here's the same thing over here. Raise the back roof support to the seam. And do the same thing on this side with the strings. So you just tie those down. And then let's go inside and I'll show you the door.
This is kind of the coolest part.
Is this the
You probably should go in first.
Okay.
You'll sit down at that.
The door's on the ceiling.
The door's on the ceiling.
Oh wow, it is.
I'm not sure how much light you have there. Let's get some light in here.
Okay.
So here's the door, and it's held up by these little pins right here. So you just release it like that, and it's going to swing down. Make sure no one's in the way, because you'll knock them right in the face. And they get connected to the 3 spots here. You can see exactly where they go. And you just got to lift. There's springs up here, so the door just kind of fits right up in there. You just lock it. And on the outside, here is a, what do you call this?
Door handle?
It's just a holder. I'll show you on the outside. And this holds this door together. And now the door works.
That
And all
is
you got to
cool.
do is match.
That is really cool.
So you just got to match the Velcro to the parts right there. And stuff this in here. This is right here is a little seam, and you stick the end of the canvas in here. This is the part that the previous owner repaired. You stick this in like that, all the way there, and then Velcro that. You know, Velcro this, and doors closed. You're camping. You're done.
That's really
And-
cool. I like that.
And if you want to use the awning, you would before you raise this up, the awning's inside. You would slide the awning and this awning holder. It's like a little rope, just like this. It slides through there,
And then there's poles.
and then there's
that come
poles,
out,
and then
so-
it's kind of like setting up an old school tent.
Gotcha.
There you go. That's raising it
Beautiful.
up.
Well, you want to say anything to the new owners?
Yes, I hope you have many great travels. It's been a lovely trailer for us, and I know your family's going to love it. And I love
Yep.
you guys.
Very good.
Should we do another video for the down part?
Do you